Alrighty, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is going to be a quick update on our Bitcoin trade idea that I posted on Twitter actually. So if you guys aren't following me on Twitter, make sure you do at Sean Dexter. We said Bitcoin next leg soon. We actually got the idea from the Mango dashboard call. The 12-hour trend on the dashboard flipped bullish with great volatility too, right? If you guys go ahead and click over here, you're going to see that the volatility was blue, trend was long. Trend was long across all the time frames, right? So we had momentum going in our favor. And as you guys can see, Bitcoin has been grinding towards the upside. I'm going to present a trade setup for you guys that we've been talking about in the seed for a very, very long time. The trade idea is based off the 4-hour time frame. And you're going to need to manage this trade on the next couple of 4-hour candles. But I do think that this is a very, very good trade opportunity provided you risk manage it within the next 4-hour candles. And the last time I posted a leverage trade opportunity for you guys was all the way back when Bitcoin was sitting at $66,000, right? This zone over here. I really recommend watching this video, by the way. 2 weeks ago, Bitcoin was still sitting at $66,000. I said, hey guys, if you guys aren't on your leverage trade yet, this is a really, really good spot right over here because it's easy to manage. What makes a good trade, guys, is not the fact that it's definitely going to be successful. What makes a trade easy is when it's easy to manage, when you know you're wrong and it's so easy to get out. It's a no-brainer to get out of your trade. That is what makes a good trade. Let's go ahead and talk about what's going on over here. As you guys can see, it's very clear that Bitcoin has been holding the 4-hour dynamic. I posted this in our Discord as well. If you guys aren't in our Discord, make sure you join the mango.com/Discord. I said this is very similar to our SUI trade. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my drawings, and we have multiple things going on over here. You guys can see we have the symmetrical triangle, we have the 4-hour dynamic holding, and down over here we have the Mango equilibrium tracker that is saying that we went into an expansion phase, now into a compression phase, and we are now set to go into another expansion phase. So when does the trade trigger? As soon as we start seeing this 4-hour candle close above this diagonal line that I've already drawn out for you guys, along with this horizontal coming in over there, with this wick right over there, I'm going to go ahead and put in a zone for you guys right over here. Boom, boom. If we see a clear 4-hour candle close above the zone over there, the trade has been triggered. Now, where do you bid? It depends on how badly do you want this trade. If you want the trade really, really bad and you're not in any trade on Bitcoin whatsoever, you may want to just market buy as soon as you break out. Personally, I do not like that option. I'd rather wait for a dip into the zone. That is the ideal bid in this current market. Waiting for price to not actually see follow through right after the break, but coming back into the zone has been a very, very winning strategy. The only difference is that you may not actually see it happen. So if you're willing to wait and you're willing to let the trade go without you being in the trade, then that is a really, really good way to put on a trade. And where would you look to bid that? Well, turn on your 10 SMA, and what you're looking for is the 10 SMA to track within the symmetrical triangle or to the top of the symmetrical triangle right over here at 92,647. So let's say price closes somewhere into the $94,000 region. Look for a move into the symmetrical triangle and bid that wick, right? You're looking for a wick into the symmetrical triangle and a close above, preferably. But the trade is only invalidated underneath the 4-hour dynamic. So where's the 4-hour dynamic coming in at? The 4-hour dynamic is coming in right over here at 90,454 at the time of this posting. This is likely going to track towards the upside. Tomorrow morning, I will give you guys an update if the trade triggers. If the trade doesn't trigger, I'm not going to give you guys an update because, hey, you guys shouldn't have been getting into the trade if the trade does not trigger. All right, now let's talk about a scenario in which the 4-hour trade idea does not see continuation. In fact, we could see partial continuation up to around $97,000 and then make our way down. Can we take advantage of that? And yes, we can. I say keep an eye on this zone, this take profit zone over here that we had initially talked about, guys. It's still gonna be relevant, especially as the 12-hour dynamic tracks towards the upside. Looking to bid the bottom of this red zone over here, guys, coming in at 85,500-ish is not going to be a bad idea because the 12-hour dynamic is likely going to confluence with it in the next couple of 12-hour candle closes. And the reason I wouldn't be all that surprised to see that move down to that $85,000 region is because if you guys go on over to the Mango dashboard, hit your drop-down menu, you're going to see potential bearish divergence on the 12-hour, potential bearish divergence on the daily. Now remember, guys, these are potential bearish divergences. They are not triggered just yet, right? The trigger of this bearish divergence is gonna be on the break of that 4-hour trend I just showed you guys. So until this is holding its uptrend, you got to play it as an uptrend. Remember guys, even a rising wedge is an uptrend. It is bullish until we actually break towards the downside. Now, if we break this rising channel towards the downside, that is still going to be a bid opportunity, right? Because that doesn't change the higher time frame to mid time frame trends. It just gives you a bid opportunity on the lower time frames to play the higher time frames. So for those of you who do not want to play the lower time frames and have restrictions and rules on not playing the lower time frames, this would be a good way to play it. I want to have a quick discussion on lower time frame trading versus higher time frame trading. And you guys know that while I do like keeping it mango and I do prefer the higher time frames, in these market conditions, when Bitcoin has broken out of a massive trading range and starts trending towards the upside, looking towards the 4-hour and the 12-hour trends is completely fine, because Bitcoin is not going to give you all that many opportunities on the higher time frames. We already had our opportunities on the higher time frames, right? We had two massive bid opportunities on the 4-day time frame, once at $60,000 and another time at $66,000. Now, if you are uncomfortable trading the 4-hour time frame, waiting for a structure like this where we see a trend towards the upside and then breaking down into a higher time frame, relatively higher time frame level, is completely fine. In fact, this over here is very, very similar to how we traded this structure over here, right? We saw Bitcoin rally all the way from around $49,000 to $65,000. And we said, no, we're at resistance leading into month end. We can be patient for our bid at 60,000. We were already in our spot trade, but we were patient for our leverage trade, right? And that's exactly how Bitcoin ended up playing out. We've been in this trade for a month now, and we are being rewarded for it. We are up $30,000 per Bitcoin. Now, there is a big difference between this trade setup over here and Bitcoin's current price action. Back over here, guys, Bitcoin was still stuck in a trading range, and we could be a lot more patient for the higher time frames, because we knew that there was a higher probability for price to come down, especially since the monthly hadn't closed above our key levels at the time, right? Which was $65,000. At the moment, though, Bitcoin is in a massive breakout. There's a lot of momentum and shallow dips are being bid. Now, that's not to say that we're not gonna get a deep flush at all. We most definitely eventually will. But if you guys aren't in leverage trade whatsoever and are looking to get a position in case we do see that big move to $120,000, that is my eventual target. These kind of trades are something that you're gonna have to kind of look towards and then manage your risk for that downside. If you guys are on the Mango C program, all you have to do is turn on your Mango risk management indicator, use your Mango risk management tool sheet, and follow the instructions to the T, and you will be fine. You'll be able to take advantage of the volatility towards the upside while also being completely stress-free on any volatility towards the downside. All right, let's wrap up with a quick recap. You're looking for multiple 4-hour candles above the $93,500 region. Let's just round up to $94,000, all right? Multiple 4-hour candles above 94,000, and then this is likely to see continuation. Until then, you got to be patient and keep at the back of your mind that we could very well see this uptrend, that we could very well see this tight uptrend break towards the downside, giving you a much better bid opportunity around that $85,000 region, right? Now, as soon as we see either one of these scenarios play out, I will give you guys an update on how to manage your position thereafter, right? So if we come down over here, I'm going to be giving you guys an update on how to manage your trade moving forward. And if we do see a breakout, I'll give you guys an update. So make sure that you guys hit the notification icon and the subscribe. That way you guys are staying up to date on the plan moving forward. You do not want to be missing out on any trade opportunities at this juncture, guys. As for targets, I do think we're going to see some resistance at around $97,500 to $100,000. But as you guys know, my eventual target that I'm gunning for is all the way up at $115,000 to $120,000.